Hi, in this video we're going to be looking at adding an effect send to Logic Pro X. So what an effect send is that we can sort of split and send a set amount of our channel signal to an outboard processor. So a good example of this is the reverb. We tend to want a mix of the dry amount of signal and the mix of the wet reverb. So using it with a send means that we can sort of send an amount of our channel to the reverb, but we can also mix in an amount of the dry signal as well. So I have this, we've basically got our channel selected, we're in the mixer track, and we have in this send section here. So if I want to send my vocals to a reverb, I have to do in a slightly strange sort of way. We have to sort of use a bus for doing that. So this is what I've got before. We'll just sort of play this to show you the.
I think it's great that you got.
That's just me singing away. So if we open the mixer, we're on our vocal track, which is soloed. And then if we've got the send section here, so if I click on the send for the vocal track, we get this drop down box, and then if I select bus 1. So what you'll notice is it does two things. This adds an extra sort of channel layer, which is labelled auxiliary 1, and then we've got this blue sort of button here, which is bus 1 on that. Now if I change, we have a little sort of knob next to it which changes the amount of the signal that's actually sent there. So if I sort of put it like this, we'll sort of do it in real time and show you. Let me pull this down.
It's wobbly on.
So
I can never
moving
see
this
you with your crazy camouflage.
Shows
I think you're busting.
that we've got some signal coming
you
through
are surreal.
on our auxiliary channel there, which is
better
fed
than
from
the
here.
fish that.
So I should just stop that. So this basically feeds an amount that goes through to this auxiliary. There are various options that we have. If we right click, if we actually click on the up and down arrows, which is easier said than done, we can actually change the where in the effect, where on the channel chain this signal is actually sent from. So we got post pan, we got post fader, pre fader, the usual sort of things that we get. So a pre fader will send the signal before the actual fader. So your movement of your fader won't have any effect on the signal that's actually sent. The post fader will actually include the fader level on there. So there's a subtle difference between the two. So if I wanted aux 1 to be a reverb, what I need to do then is to incorporate an audio effect into this channel. So clicking on the auxiliary one, let's go and add a reverb to this. We'll call this a platinum reverb. So I've got a reverb. Watch, and when I've added it, it gives me various things. We've got various sort of defaults that we can have and lots of ways of actually manipulating that sound. So now I've got this bus 1 where I've sent in some of the vocals, which is then going into this auxiliary, which will be passing through this reverb, and we are getting the amount of reverb that comes out here. So if I press play,
The sharks and even the kangaroo, because I love you, octopus.
so we can hear some of the reverb that's coming through now. We'll make this a bit more So that's just adding reverb to a single channel. Now you tend to use one reverb for an entire mix. You know, it's not wrong if you're using multiples, but if we just have one reverb, it makes everything sound the same. So if we wanted to send several channels through to our reverb, we might say we're going to send some of our bass channel as well. We select that one to be bus 1, and then we can actually send an amount of bass. So if we solo that as well.
I wish I was as rich as the English king and queen.
So we've sending 2 signals through to our reverb in there. So that's a insert. That's an effect send.
Then